Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss about dynamic row-level security in Power BI reports. So what is dynamic row-level security, right? So for example, let's say you're looking into this sales data based on different reasons, right? So there is east, west, north, south, or maybe other regions like central and things like that. So if certain managers are assigned to certain regions, and based on their managers, there will be salesperson assigned to their managers and things like that. So obviously, when their sales data, if they want to look into their sales data, they do not want to look into somebody else sales data, right? Because that would create a conflict of interest in the workplace. Because person A might have made more sales versus person B, salesperson B, and salesperson B might be jealous of salesperson A. So that is called conflict of interest, right? So you don't want to create that within the organization, and for that reason, there's a feature that's been utilized called the row level security in Power BI, and that is what is actually meant to do. That is to just have specific user get access to their specific sales records. Okay, so enough of talking. Let's get into the action now. All right, so I have my Power BI desktop here, as you can see. And if I show you my model, if I go to my model view, this is my fact sales data coming from, all my tables are coming from SQL Server table. And this is my facts, and I created a dim reason table. That's also, you can create this even within Power BI. However, it's recommended to have in SQL Server as a SQL Server table, because this can be expandable and more reliable than in the creating in the within the Power BI. So here's a user access table. So let me show you the data, then that would make it more sense. So for example, the sales data, this is our sales data, and you can see there's regions here. So north, south, east, west, and so there are 4 regions in this sales data. And I created a dim region in SQL Server, which is it has a unique records based on that sales region table, region column. And the other table I created in SQL Server is user region access, which is for security. It's pretty much sometimes people might call it as a security table, and in my case I call it user region access table. And it has manager ID, manager email, and the manager has access to the each region. So there could be some managers might have access to more than one region, right? So this manager ID 1 has access to east and west. Manager 2 only had access to central. 3 had access to east and south. 4 had only access to west, and 5 has access to north region. Okay, so these are simple dimension table. You create them in your SQL Server. And if I go back to my SQL Server Management Studio, as you can see, so this is how I created those dimension tables. First, I created the dim region table with the region as the only column, and this is the data type, and leaving as a primary key, so you cannot have duplicate here. So leaving them as a unique records. And I inserted the records from the sales table, the distinct region from the cells, into the dim region table. And similarly created the user region access table with the 3 fields here: manager ID, manager email, and their region. Okay, and then I inserted some of these records into the user region access, the table just created above. Okay, so and once you create that, and as you can see, those tables are created here. So the dim region is here, and my dim sales is here. I mean, the fact sales table is here too. Okay, so if we just look into the data, these two, you can see the reason. If I shrink this down a little bit, you can read that, right? So this record coming from dim reason, and these records coming from my user reason access table, which is also, you know, sometimes called as a, people call it as a security table. All right, so hopefully this makes sense, right? So far so good. Okay, now let's go back to flip back to Power BI desktop now. So these tables are coming from the SQL Server objects. Like I mentioned, all these are coming from SQL Server objects. You can also, like I said, you can bring the sales table and create these two guys, these two tables here within the Power BI too. But this is more reliable if you have the object already created in the server, SQL Server. Okay, so that's more reliable, but it works also. So reliable in the sense that it's easy to manage the table in SQL Server than manually creating a table. You'll have to come back here and update the manager. If there's another manager added, you'll have to come back to Power BI, manually update this table, and that is that is not convenient, right? So, all right, so let's give it a second. Now, so I'm in the model, as you can see. So once I have these tables, so how I join these tables. So the fact table is being joined on the reason column, as you can see, reason being joined on the reason. And similarly, my user reason access table also has the reason, and I'm going to join that with the reason table. And this is one to many, and this is also one to many. So the reason you need to understand here why we need this table. Why do we need this? This is also called as a bridge table. Like a bridge is considered as a bridge, right? Bridge between these two tables. So why do we need that? The reason is because this table has the reason field is not unique, and you cannot have many to many relationship when you join two tables. You need to have one to many relation, and that's the reason I have to create another table, this one with the unique field on it. So make sense? All right, so that's the reason, because this is not unique. If I show you here on my reason access table, as you can see, this reason is not unique. I mean, see, east is here repeated, and west is repeated. That's why it's not unique. So we got to have some bridging table to connect these, create the relationship between them. And one thing, I will tell you one more thing. So since the flow of filter is in this direction, one to many, this is always default. This is the flow of filter. The arrow is pointing to downwards, right, to many side of the relationship. And the one-to-many relationship is always default to the many side of the relation. The flow of the filter flow is always to this many side, star side. Okay. However, up here, as you can see, I have this arrow showing both direction. The reason is you will understand more when I show you an example. Okay, so let me flip this back when single apply changes. Okay, so usually when you join these tables with the joining fields, you'll see the filter flow one to many and one to many, just like that. Okay, this is your initial setup. So let's go back to the report view here. So I have my sales dashboard as a sample for you guys here. So here I keep an eye. I also have this card here, card visual, that has the region. It will show when you filter the region, obviously it's going to show whatever you filter you choose, right? And again, I added this region field here so we know this data is actually changing. Okay, for that reason. So if I click on this click slicer, it's going to erase, clear the slicer for you. Okay, now let's get back to the business here. So we're trying to get into the row level security, and on the row, when you're done building this model, now the point is how do we utilize the row level security, right? So going to the modeling on this tab here, modeling, there is a manage role, and then if you just click on new and then rename this saying, you can say anything, you know, a reason access or security or manager access, anything you can name that makes sense for you. So manager access. Okay, I'm doing manager access. Okay, so let me get rid of the, yeah, leave that is because we're not using that. All right, I'm on the manager access now. This is the name of the role. You can create multiple role as you want. Okay, so I'm creating manager access role. Now we need to define what you want to do, which filter, which data you want to filter with these manager access, right? So this role we need to now define into these tables. So where do you want to define this role? I mean, you want to define on the user reason. If I can I expand this? Maybe not. Okay, that's fine. So you want to filter this manager access on this user reason access table. Okay, so um, so here's a plus icon to the, because you are going to define a new rule. So here's a plus icon, and then I'm going to switch to manager email equals, and click on switch to DAX, so it's easy to type type the thing here, code, DAX code. So principal, okay, user principal name, that's what you're going to use. It's user principal name. Okay, now once that is done, you can check with this green check button, check arrow. If there's any issues, you'll get an error saying there will be an issue, but in this case we should be good, and click on save. All right, all right, it says successfully applied role changes. That means there's no issue with our DAX or anything. So we have applied manager access on this table. And how are we applying? We're saying whatever that manager email on that table should be equals to user principal name. So what user principal name is, when the users have access to the Power BI, obviously they will be accessing the Power BI service through their Microsoft 365 email, and every managers will have that email assigned. So in order for this to work, the manager's email should match exactly with their Microsoft 365 email address. Okay, otherwise this user principal is not going to work. Okay, all right, now since this is changes has been done, let's go ahead and close and test it out. So how do you test it? There's a view as option here in the modeling tab, and we are going to access manager access. This is what we created, and click on other user. Let me bring one field, which is, let me bring this manager one, copy that email, go back to Power BI, put it over here. So we are pretty much testing for this user, okay, for this manager one. And okay, and remember, manager one has access to what? Okay, so as you can see, let me go back to my this guy. Okay, I'm on SQL Server here trying to explain you better. So manager one has access to the East region and also the West region. There is no other manager one, correct? Yes. So when we do the row level security testing, it should filter the data just for East and West. So everything else should be hidden, okay? Because that's what the row level security does, supposed to do, okay? But however, as you can see, even though we have already applied this manager one in the row level security testing, but still this is not filtering the data. We are getting everything here, so nothing is been filtered. See, we're seeing all the reasons, and the reason why is that's what I want to explain here in the modeling tab. This, since the manager email is over here and the filtered flow direction is going over this direction, so you cannot filter the data along this direction. That's what that is happening, and we have to implicitly tell this filter direction to flow, hey, use the both the direction, and that's what this comes in play. Okay, this comes in handy. So cross filter direction, you have to apply both and apply security filter in both directions. Turn that on, apply the changes, and see, you'll see the arrow going both direction. Now let's flip back to the report, and boom, you will see east and west has been the row label is working, and we're only seeing for manager. Which manager was that? Manager 1 is only seeing east and west data. See, east and west, there is only east and west data. There is nobody else, and that's working. Let's test another one, okay, so you feel more comfortable. As you can see, this row number 3 has manager 2 has access to central. Let me copy this one, and let's get back here, view as, and I'm going to paste that here. It's Control V. Okay, so that has access to central. However, look at this, we are not getting any data at all. Why? Because there is no central reason at all. So let me show you that. Okay, so if I go to the reason table, there is no, I mean, you have to stop viewing in order to see everything. So the reason, there is no central. So Power BI is like, okay, there is no central, so I'm gonna have no access for this person, pretty much. That's what that is. So manager 2 have no access in the report because it's looking for only central reason. Let's test one more and call it a good. Okay, so I can see, let's do manager 5. How about that? So manager 5 has access to only north region. Copy that and get back to Power BI. Go back to my model view, view as, manager access other, paste that manager 5 email address, say okay. So this will filter only north. As you can see, the region is only filtered to north. Everything is filtered to north, and this is also filtered to north. This region is filtered to north. So this is working, pretty much working, right? So this region has been filtered, and this is how you apply the row level security in the Power BI model. Okay, now before you call completely good, there is one more thing you have to remember to do is go back to manage roles. You have to have, let's say, maybe one of the manager need access to all the regions, right? So in that case, what you need to do is you have to create one role with access to everybody. So I'm going to give, let's say, region access. Let me rename this. Rename region access, say all. Okay, that means I'm not applying any filter here. Okay, so let me get click on this one. Okay, let's see. Okay, click on this one, and we do not need access. Okay, one. So okay, so that we don't get confused, you know what, I'm gonna remove this. Okay, I'm gonna remove this, recreate one from the fresh. That way we don't have a conflict here. So create new, and this is called, rename this. This is called region access all. So this has access to all. So we are not applying any filter. That means this will have access to all. So save, not okay, it's successfully applied, close. Now let's test it out. Okay, stop viewing, go back to view as. Okay, we're going to apply. So for example, your VP of the company wants obviously wants to access everything, right? So you need to give access to this region access all, and then other users, let me see. Okay, so you have to apply their email address here, but I don't have the email address in my case, so I'm just going to use this one, say okay, and they are going to view everything because that person whom you're going to give access on that access all will have access to everything. For example, your VP of your company, right? Sales, VP of the sales. Okay, so stop viewing. So we have assigned role level security for the managers and the your company's VP. Now, how do you implement that when you publish this into the Power BI service? So I'm going to explain that here also. So let's publish this into, so remember my name of my dashboard, name of my report is called Sales Dashboard RLS Demo. Okay, so save the changes. Yes, that's fine. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and create, let me create one, let me create one, okay, one, okay, that's fine. I'm going to publish in the same sales dashboard, right? I mean, sales workspace. That's fine. We can publish there. Okay, let's publish it. Give it a second, few seconds. All right, it's published. Click on this link and it will open it for you. All right, the Power BI service, we have opened the Power BI service, the report sales dashboard RLS demo. And once this is published in the service, what you have to do is go back to your workspace, sales, wherever that is published. I'm going to shrink this, hide this. Sometimes it keeps on expanding. I don't need to see that. Okay, so the demo dashboard, rollable security dashboard is over here. So one other thing you need to do is go to three dots, or you can also go over here on schedule refresh, and you'll see okay, one second. Let me get back again. I think it'll be easy that way. Okay, I'm on this sales dashboard, rollable security. Click on three dots, go to the security, and you see the rollable security right here. It says rollable security, right? So there's a two rollable we created. Remember, one manager needs the access, one the VP needs the access. So this one, you need to, whoever the VP or director of the company, you are going to provide their email address here and then click on add. And depending on how many members you add, this will going to, so 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, and they will have access to that one. And now, since I'm going to give access to this manager access, let me copy that. Let me copy this number 3. Okay, let me copy number 3. All right, so okay, let's get back. Where is my, okay, where did my, one second. Okay, there you go. So I'm giving that manager access to this person. So I'm going to paste his email address here, and then you're going to click on add. Since this email address, it's already warning me, is out of my organization because this is a test, and it's not even letting me add it for that reason. Okay, so anyway, so once you add them, and then whoever you add them will have now access to this rollable security. So if you do not provide their email address here, if you do not include their email address within this rollable security, and let's say, for example, this person was not included in this security over here, and you share the report to this person, and the person is not able to see the report at all, because you did not even include him in the security level, rollable security. And that's how the rollable security works. So when the person opens the report, so whoever has been given the access to that rollable security, the one I just showed you, they're only going to see their reason. Okay, they're only going to see their reason. Okay, just like that. So give it a second. So whoever got access to the north region is only going to, when they log into their dashboard, they only see their north region. The other people will only see south region, and so on, depending on how they are given access, how they have the access to that region. Okay. All right. So that is how you apply the row level security in the Power BI. So hopefully this helps. I know this kind of become a little lengthier, but obviously you need to understand how this is implemented in the Power BI desktop. And when you publish some features, you need to turn that on, and that's what I wanted to make it clear. If you got any question, please put it in the comment so I can explain further. And please like and subscribe for more tips and tricks on Power BI and SQL and analytics features. And thanks again for watching. Have a great day.